Hello, welcome. Ninth cranial nerve chiefly supplies tongue and pharynx, hence the name glossopharyngeal nerve. Learning objectives for this session are mentioning the functional components, explaining the nuclei and intracranial cores of glossopharyngeal nerve, describing the extracranial cores, branches and distribution, and briefly enumerating the clinical applied anatomies. Gustatory sensations from the posterior one-third of the tongue and circumvallate papillae are sensed by glossopharyngeal nerve. They go to superior part of nucleus tractus solitarius. This forms special visceral afferent component. Baroreceptors and chemoreceptors from carotid body and sinus are sensed by glossopharyngeal nerve. This makes general visceral afferent component. Stylopharyngeus, the only muscle which develops in third pharyngeal arch, is supplied by glossopharyngeal nerve, which makes branchial arch muscle, sharing for special visceral efferent component. Parotid gland receives preganglionic parasympathetic fibers from inferior salivary nucleus through glossopharyngeal nerve. Hence, glossopharyngeal nerve has general visceral efferent component. Touch, pain, pressure, temperature from all these parts of the body are sensed by glossopharyngeal nerve for general somatic afferent. They are posterior part of the tongue, including circumvallate papillae, palatine tonsils, soft palate, oral part of the pharynx, eustachian tube, middle ear cavity, and medial surface of the tympanic membrane, and also shared with 10th cranial nerve. The concha of the ear, external ear, is also sensed for general somatic afferent. Stretch, distension from pharynx are sensed through general visceral afferent fibers. General visceral afferent fibers reach inferior part of nucleus tractus solitarius. General somatic afferent fibers reach spinal nucleus of trigeminal nerve. These are the functional components. For quick review, here cross section at the level of upper medulla shows nuclei of glossopharyngeal nerve. The same are shown in this picture as well. Nucleus of tractus solitarius has upper part and lower part, which is seen here. Upper part receives taste sensations. Lower part receives general visceral afferent fibers. Nucleus ambiguus, which is here, sends special visceral efferent fibers to stylopharyngeus muscle, branchial arch muscle. Inferior salivatory nucleus, which sends general visceral efferent fibers to parotid gland through otic ganglia. Spinal nucleus of trigeminal nerve, which is shown here but not in the other picture, receives afferent fibers from general somatic afferent component. Glossopharyngeal nerve, just before and after passing out through the jugular foramen, has dilatations, superior and inferior ganglia to harbor pseudounipolar neurons for afferent fibers. This picture shows lower part of the brainstem. Here it is medulla, pyramid, olive. We can appreciate here glossopharyngeal nerve coming out from 3 to 4 rootlets just above the vagus and spinal accessory nerve. Glossopharyngeal nerve is located between olive of medulla and inferior cerebellar peduncle. As soon as it arises, it moves posterolaterally. Here it enters through jugular foramen. Just before entering the foramen and immediately after coming out of the foramen, it has superior and inferior glossopharyngeal ganglia. Glossopharyngeal nerve passes out of jugular foramen. As it comes out, it lies between internal jugular vein and internal carotid artery. Internal jugular vein is shown here. As it descends down and forward, it lies between internal carotid artery and external carotid artery, which is cut here. Further down, it lies on the lateral side of stylopharyngeus. Along with stylopharyngeus, it passes between superior and middle constrictor to enter the pharynx. Branches of the glossopharyngeal nerve are tympanic branch, which arises just after the superior ganglion, which enters the tympanic cavity and supplies middle ear cavity eustachian tube. This also carries general visceral efferent fibers to otic ganglion. Carotid branch, which supplies carotid body and carotid sinus. Stylopharyngeal branch. This is stylopharyngeus muscle. This is the only motor branch to the skeletal muscle arising from glossopharyngeal nerve. Tonsillar branch and lingual branches. They are terminal branches going to tonsil and posterior one-third of the tongue. Tonsillar branch also supplies related oropharynx and soft palate. Pharyngeal branches, they descend down and supply interior of the oropharynx. Let us observe tympanic branch in detail. Tympanic branch is the first branch of glossopharyngeal nerve, which is arising here after the superior ganglion. Tympanic branch enters the tympanic cavity through tympanic canaliculus. Inside the tympanic cavity, it makes ramification within the mucosa on the inner surface of the promontory of labyrinthine wall. It also sends some fibers to eustachian tube. A communicating nerve from here reaches lesser petrosal nerve, which is branch of facial nerve. The lesser petrosal nerve is the one which carries preganglionic fibers from inferior salivatory nucleus to otic ganglion. Glossopharyngeal nerve carrying preganglionic parasympathetic fibers through tympanic nerve, tympanic plexus, through lesser petrosal nerve to otic ganglion. Postganglionic fibers from here reach parotid gland, passing along with auriculotemporal nerve, which is branch of mandibular nerve, intern trigeminal nerve. Independent damage of glossopharyngeal nerve is very rare condition. It is usually associated with 10th cranial nerve. Loss of general sensations and taste sensations from posterior one-third of the tongue is seen when glossopharyngeal nerve alone is affected. It also gives rise to loss of salivation because preganglionic parasympathetic fibers are affected. Even gag reflex is affected. Gag reflex is something where reflex contraction of pharyngeal wall muscles are seen when pharynx is stimulated by touching with speculum. Sensations from pharynx are usually carried by glossopharyngeal nerve. Secondaries or secondary metastasis development in medulla of the brain can result in pressure effects on glossopharyngeal nerve nuclei, which involves differently depending on the type of nuclei involved. Most commonly, it causes numbness in the pharynx and posterior part of the tongue.